So you may be wondering, like, what did you do for a whole year of not working? So first things first, I damn sure didn't plan on not working for a full year. Um, I was applying to jobs before I ever quit my first company, and so I was still applying for jobs even during that first part of the 1 year stint, I guess for the first couple of months. I had a couple of interviews and they were going well. One was going to send me traveling either from here to California or here to New York for a new facility. And so I felt like it was going to be more or less what I had just left. Stated a number as far as salary, and they were like, yeah, we can do that. I was like, oh, I'm not used to this. And then the second company, when I was interviewing with the guy, I felt like this is going to be a repeat of the same manager I just left. So I had to make a hard decision and just say, I think I need to wait a little bit. And it turns out that ended up being a break I didn't know I needed. Even though it may seem like I don't like to work because I just quit jobs, but I actually do enjoy working and enjoy being busy. And it almost feels like this can only be a God thing because I'm one that I just absolutely love to work. I love to be busy. So this whole sitting still and waiting, yeah, this shit's for the birds. So I find something to do. Like start a company, start podcasts, and doing random stuff. And so I did spend a lot of time in the Word, and so spent time with God, and so it ended up being a spiritual awakening. And so right after the pandemic, I actually had experienced a lot of loss. I believe it was in 2021, and so it was deaths in the family. Then I lost my little fur baby, Tucker, my pride and joy. If I don't have any kids, that was my first son. So, yes, and so I took some time to even grieve those losses and just heal, if you will. And so then by the end of all of that, I ended up with 3 job offers. And so the job offers were, one was in the field that or I guess the industry that I had recently left. And so the reason why I didn't take that one, it was because it seemed kind of messy. And so a person was in the role. So I was, if you will, ghost interviewing for it, went for a tour at the facility. They're like, don't tell anybody who you are. Because they really like the person that we're trying to move out of this role because of whatever reason. So I was like, well, this seems hella messy. So how is all of this gonna work? And so then they gave me a non-compete with the offer. And the non-compete was that I couldn't, and that's the reason why you always should read the fine print with whatever paperwork they give you to sign. And that's a whole nother story for the reason why I turned down the job offer this second time around when I left that other company. But yeah, in October of 2025 when I got a job offer. But that non-compete was I couldn't work in the industry for a year, whether they fired me or whether I quit. And I just don't agree that it should be if I decide to quit, then sure, yeah. You, you can hold my feet to the fire and I have a non-compete. And this was a plant accountant type role. So I was like, who gives a plant accountant a non-compete to sign? Usually that starts up at like a director, senior director, VP level to be signing non-competes. And so I thought that was kind of odd. So I ended up turning that job down. The second one, and these were all based here in the DFW area. And so that second one was a company, it was a manufacturing facility, but it was piping. And so there is such a thing as interviewing to death. And that's what the October company did with me also. I'm like, hey, if you think I've forgotten knowledge over the course of this year, don't interview me with 5 interviews, or you just think that I don't know what I'm doing. It was just weird, and I felt like it was just going to end up being issues. Like I was always going to be on an interview even after I got the job and actually started working. It would always be a constant trying to perform and figure out, hey, am I doing what you need me to do, or feeling like this ain't even my role and that I'm still trying to get the role. And so the last offer that I got, and so I turned that second one down also. And so the last offer I got is the one I accepted, which is the company that I ended up quitting. Totally outside of the ball game, and I didn't even interview for a director role. They actually upgraded that from an inventory manager to a director during the offer. So I was just going there for inventory manager. I was like, I just need a job. I'm bored. I'm over here just twiddling my fingers, and my folks are like, what the hell are you doing? You need to be doing something. And so it was totally, I was like, it wouldn't be anything that I would leave a stable company for, to go to a startup and learn something totally new, totally different feel. But I was like, hell, what do I have to lose? And so I could learn something new, get some experience at a startup, and just overall just grow my resume and my portfolio. So that ended up being why I stepped into the role with the life sciences company. And the work day for that role wasn't started until 10 o'clock. It was supposed to be 10 to 7. And so even then, with the 10 o'clock work day start, I was still showing up at like 10:30. So don't judge me. Don't judge me, but I live like 30, 45 minutes away. So any little bit of traffic between Capel and Fort Worth, yeah, and then it was construction going on with the route that I had to take, which was the quickest route, and it wasn't a toll road, and I wasn't trying to be paying every day. And so that's how I landed up at that previous company right before I've been on this entrepreneurship journey. So just tune in for more on the next episode.